are different parts of a camera body. What you see here is the dial. There are different functions in this dial, but what we are going to stress on is manual mode. Now what happens in a manual mode is it lets you control the exposure triangle. The exposure triangle is the basic of photography. Exposure triangle consists of ISO, shutter speed and aperture. ISO is light sensitivity. 100 ISO, 200 ISO, 400, 800, 1600, 3200. So what happens in 3200 is the image gets brighter. The sensor becomes more receptive or sensitive to light. Then it is at 400, 200 or 100. In 100 you have crisp photographs, but again it's less sensitive to light. So where there's more requirement of light, you might need to amp up your ISO. When you want to capture motion, you need to play around with shutter speed. It is sensitivity, how fast your camera shutter basically snap. Aperture is basically the lens opening. The lens opens out for more light, it'll close down for lesser light. But what happens is when it closes down at an aperture of say f16, you're able to take a group image clearly with acceptable focus. However, when the iris is at about say 1.4, 1.2, then you have more sharper focus at a particular area only. This triangle will always affect each other out. When you amp up the shutter speed, your camera is less receptive to light. Basically, it's a game of balance that you need to play with this aperture triangle. Having said that, the camera remains the same. The basic and the operation will also remain the same.